Hey everyone, so before starting, let me justify one thing that why it took me long for this video. Basically, I was doing some surveys from the people nearby me, and I was in a search of a bunch of questions that I think a normal person have usually while they were studying about cosmology. And I gathered some bunch of questions from my friends, from only my friends, and now I'm gonna cater them individually what I think can be the answers of those questions in a simple language. So, here we go. So, firstly, I realized that people who are watching my videos since long, not so long, but yeah, since they are watching my video, they still doesn't have any proper definition for the word universe. Like, they wanted me to describe that, just give them an idea about a simple definition if they wanted to justify it to someone else or if they wanted to explain it to someone else. So for me, a simple definition of universe has been given by Sir Stephen Hawking. In one of his video or maybe in his lecture, he mentioned a very beautiful definition, that is universe, a pretty extraordinary place, a place where each particle of light is an entire galaxy, each a bunch of as many as billion and billion of stars and planets. And in an absolute universe, each particle of light is like a bunch of clusters, nebulae, black holes, galaxies around. And in one of those galaxies, like a common place, a yellow star surrounded by 8 planets, and in one of those planets lies a species who is working hard for the hidden chambers of the universe. But the weird thing is, this unflowering and imperfect universe came out of nothing. I think this individual definition has the caliber to describe a basic picture of what we called unobservable universe. So yeah, this was it. Now the second and one of the most usual question is, people generally say that in my videos I use the word imperfect universe. But why? Like, they have a doubt that why I use the word imperfect. Like, they think that everything around them in this universe is working perfectly. Then why imperfection exists? I personally wasn't expecting that question, but yeah, this was a good one. See, these imperfection is what had led to exist our present day universe. Or we can say that imperfection is what due to which our present day universe maybe works perfectly. Okay, let me take an example to justify it more clearly. Let us came to the initial moment, the time of Big Bang. Just after the expansion where everything was becoming visible, eventually matter was coming into existence. That time, along with simple matter having subatomic particles, were not the only one. Substances called antimatter was one of them to be formed simultaneously. And that's an imperfection, right? Because matter and antimatter were destroying each other continuously. But luckily there was a bit more matter maybe than antimatter, and that's why some residue of simple matter left. And that smoke is what our present day universe is, that we are studying upon. Most of you now think that did I mean that maybe this infinite and unimaginably vast universe is just the residue of the reactions between matter and antimatter. So for those, yes, it is. From this we can easily observe that sometimes imperfection can be a godfather of 100% perfect place that we think. So from here we shall move on to our next question. The next question is, what was that exact point that led to the formation of our present day universe? Like, initially it was just a ball of hot and unflowing energy, right? So how it tends to create things like galaxies, planets and stars. Here I'm not talking about exactly how they form, but at what time, at what was that reason that initiate the stages, every single thing, how came into existence. The answer for this is a bit interesting. So as we have already said that at the initial stages of the universe, everything was just unevenly spread out throughout the cosmos and was doing nothing. But the answer for this question, that what was that turning point of the cosmos? So I would say gravity. Gravity was one of them, due to which everything started becoming in contact and they started respecting the laws that we followed in our present day physics. But also there's something to consider, that gravity was able to pull them off together just because they were not perfectly spreaded out. Because if they were, then unfortunately they would have been collapsed. But as they were not perfectly spreaded out, that was an uneven contribution. So that's why the unevennesses were just due to that gravity wasn't able to pull them perfectly. And that's what shapes our present day universe. And that is a woe answer. But apart from this, there's one more thing to consider, that gravity was obviously the hero of our universe and responsible for shaping it. But rather than shaping the cosmos, at the same time, gravity was playing the role of villain as well. Gravitational pull was the thing that responsible for the creation of the dangerous black voids, the black holes. Yeah, so we can call gravity as an anti-hero, I think. And if I started with black hole, there was one more, not a silly question, but yeah, a humorous one, that what would be the state? What if a person fall into a black hole? What he or she would experience? So firstly, you would see nothing when you fall into a black hole. As, like, let us not use fall, we use the word pulling into the black hole, because it's not in your control, right? Just because of its strong gravitational pull that even light can't reach to enter. So there is just total darkness there. But the time you are falling into a black hole, you can just feel its gravitational pull. And some couple of years before the event horizon, the surface of black hole, your legs will be detached from your body, or any part of your body that is, that is exactly at the same point that is parallel to the event horizon. So even before entering in it, its super strong gravitational pull would definitely make your body flattened in pieces, and that would tear you apart. That seems spooky, right? Now let's come on to our last question, and for this you guys want me to explain how can the asteroid Apophis can end our Earth. Like how? So Apophis, don't take my pronunciation wrong, I'm bad at it. So basically Apophis was an asteroid discovered in 2004. It is size of more than 100-story skyscraper that weighs about 20 million tons. It is speeding through space at 28,000 miles an hour, which is around 11 times faster than the speed of a bullet. What if I say it carries almost as much energy as all the world's nuclear weapons combined? We roughly know where it is headed, and the precise part is not yet fully known, or roughly where it is headed. But here's the fascinating thing is, approximately on 13th of April 2029, this huge rock is likely to pass within 2300 miles from Earth's surface, closer enough to pass the Beneath satellite that orbits around Earth and give us all the scare. But yeah, luckily there is a very less chance that it will hit us. But it's not over yet, right? The problem for humanity is, in space there's always a bigger rock. There are millions of asteroids out there, and some of them are even 100 miles longer. And this size hits Earth every 100 million years. The last time it was stuck around 65 million years ago, and that was responsible for wiping out dinosaurs. And we actually had no clue yet that when the next asteroid strike. But if it would, big enough, it would sterilize our planet for sure. And yeah, that would probably be the end of a 56 billion years long story on Earth. So yeah, this was all about today. I hope you've learned something new, and if you want me to make more such question series, then do let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one.